There's a dead girl. You need to think.
You kept on saying the dead girl, and that's when I finally figured out that she was finally dead.
You think she's been alive all this time?
This is middle schooler 14-year-old Lacey Aaron Schmidt. Right now, Lacey has no idea that he is under suspicion for the murder of his own ex-girlfriend, Alana Callahan, a suspicion that will land him behind bars.
You're 14?
Yes.
You're all over this whole thing, period. The gun, the house, everything. You, Aaron, are over everything.
Because for months, Lacey became increasingly obsessed with Alana, stalking her every move, breaking into her home, and making sure she belonged to no one else. And what follows will be the biggest reality check he's ever gotten.
I didn't need to hurt her.
All right, then what happened? Just stop on this some other dude did it. Everybody tries to say that. You're going to talk about laying cards down? You laid all of yours down, and I'm going to lay all mine down.
It's the afternoon of January 31st, 2011 in the small town of Harlem, Georgia, a seemingly routine day for 16-year-old Amanda Callahan. She's just picked up her 14-year-old sister, Alana, at the bus stop and dropped her off at home, and is now on her way to do the same for their 9-year-old brother, Chase. But when she returns just 10 minutes later, she finds her home the scene of a strange and shocking crime. Not only is there a pair of men's shoes by the front door, ones that don't belong to anyone in the house, the chair where Alana was sitting's been overturned, and there's large amounts of blood on the carpet. As Amanda tries to process what's happening, 14-year-old neighbor, family friend, and Alana's ex-boyfriend Lacey Aaron Schmidt appears, claiming he just saw a masked man carry her away. They rush outside, and within seconds, Aaron says he spots her in the nearby woods and then leads the siblings directly to Alana's dead body. She'd suffered a single gunshot wound. But as they begin to panic, Aaron does something strange. He tries removing a stick from her tangled hair and blurts out a baffling claim. "Now my prints are on her," he says, "and they're going to think I killed her." With Amanda's efforts at CPR failing to revive her sister, she makes a desperate call to 911.
Where's your emergency? I found who in the woods? My sister. How old is she? 14. And what's her name? Alana.
Police rush to the scene and find the crying, screaming siblings completely inconsolable. But Aaron, as one officer describes, acts as if there's not a care in the world. But considering the growing evidence against him, that all may change very soon. Because not only did he know exactly where her body was, but the shoes Amanda found by the front door turn out to be his. Now armed with loads of evidence, detectives bring Aaron in for questioning, and it's clear from the start, he has no idea he's a suspect or how screwed he really is. And if you love watching exactly that, subscribe. It's literally all we do here.
First thing I want to let you know, we're here to talk to you about what happened out there, Miles Road. I want to let you know right quick, you're not under arrest, you're not in charge of anything. All we want to do is just try to figure out exactly what happened to you. So you go out there and you know the story. First things first. Tell me what you know happened. I mean, start from the very beginning and tell me what you know happened.
When I went up to the road because I know Amanda comes down to pick her up when it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit rainy earlier. When I went up to the road and told Amanda that I won't be able to come for 2 weeks because I got a restriction. 2 weeks. And I told her everything. I was going back down to the house, and there's like a little gate right there, but there's cable hanging there. But I saw somebody run across it and was hauling it. So my uncle don't like no one on the land, and I have to get him off because, you know, in the past there's people trying to start fires and stuff like that, or try to plant something that don't need to be there. Well, I went to go see where he went. I was looking around. I went to go see if Amanda knew where he went. If she seen him or anything. But when I went to go she had to go follow her. She was already halfway down the road with the truck to go pick up little Chase from the bus. And when I went down, I said, I can't catch up with her in that truck. And I just stopped and I went to go turn around to go back to the house. When I turned around, I saw somebody kind of taller because you know how far distant it looks like somebody's taller than something higher, like on that back porch. Well, he was dressed in grayish, blackish pants, black boots, and a black jacket on, and a black beanie on. And he saw me and looked at me and ran. He was white. He was a white man. He ran away down to the creek bank, and I kind of thought that was kind of dumb because there ain't nothing down that way except just dead end.
Mm-hmm.
Except a little bit of four-wheel trails. So I went to go see if anything was gone or missing, because you know how somebody try to break in and go run away. I seen the chair knocked over, and I saw a bunch of reddish looking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Kool-Aid myself, because Amanda kept on saying it was Kool-Aid, and I said it didn't look like Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I went and looked out the back door, and I saw some, like, like drag marks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I seen that, and I saw a bunch of more red stuff, and I figured out that when Amanda came up, that Alana was missing. And so I went out and started helping Amanda look for her. And I found Alana out on the side of that road. Weren't you there? Was you there?
At the scene?
Yeah.
I mean, afterwards, yeah, I came up.
Where she was laying, all out. And I got Amanda. I got sick on my stomach. I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Despite authorities' expanded search, the masked man Aaron claims to have seen stalking the neighborhood is never found. In fact, the evidence shows it was him and him alone who'd been preying on the Callahan family home, because just 1 week prior, he'd been strongly reprimanded by a furious Betty Jo Callahan after he was caught inside their house by himself. He claimed the door was unlocked, but Betty Jo knew it wasn't true. It's far from the only thing he's lied about, but as he's about to find out, the crime scene doesn't lie, and neither do police dogs.
The only thing I can tell you is, I can understand most everything you're telling me. And you have to kind of go with me here on this. Do you know anything about how kind of this thing works as far as, crime scene investigations and all that kind of stuff? You know how any of that works? I mean, you ever seen anything like CSI or anything like that?
Well, I have, but I'm not really paying attention to it.
Don't really pay attention to it. I mean, I don't know if you like it or not, but that's, kind of part of this falls into that CSI kind of thing. No, we don't do it all in 1 hour and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but one of the things that we did is we had dogs come out. I don't know if you saw them or not.
I saw one.
You saw one. There was at least two we had out there. And do you have any idea what those dogs do?
No, not really. All I know from one time from Jersey to you last Thursday, we had like a little event for the military was showing off the dogs, little tricks. They smell out like weapons, stuff like that, drugs, bombs, stuff like that.
Yeah. And also ours.
And guard dogs.
People.
What we call tracking dogs.
Tracking dogs. And we had not one but two dogs go all over that area, from the back of the house all the way back down that trail as far as they could go, and back down toward the creek and all over that area. And you know one thing they didn't find? They didn't find a trail. The dogs kept kind of looping back around back to the house. And I'm trying to wonder if there was another person down there besides you that was leaving a trail down there that was doing all that running around that you said you saw him doing. Why wouldn't we have a trail back there for that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir.
I'm just wondering if maybe you could kind of fill in some blanks for me there on. I mean, these dogs are trained. I mean, they're trained.
None of them trained. They're trained to do their job.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I do know about the dogs. The dogs don't have to worry about back talking us, or the dogs don't have to worry about second guessing. Once you put them down there, they just run and smell.
But all dogs do.
Pretty much, other than eating or pooping, right?
Yeah.
But if I've got a dog down there and I've got not one, we think, well, maybe that dog's not having a good day. Because I mean, like people that don't have good days sometimes. Not always. Not a whole lot. But sometimes they're, So we put two. Just to be on the safe side. Did the same thing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're not trying to say anything one way or the other. We're trying to get a big picture because.
Yeah, you're trying to, because it kind of don't throw out a good picture because dogs can't get no sense.
Well, it would be different if it was some, maybe Because we've had that before. Well, maybe. I mean, I got all the way down as far as here, but that's about it. I'm talking about zilch, none, zero. I'm talking about running around down there all throughout that area where you said you saw this person running and nothing. I mean, the dog didn't even act like it was even neither one of them.
Because right where that fence is, I follow fallen footprints. That's why.
And that's where I was going with it too, because they went down there and the handlers have somebody with them called a spotter.
Yes, sir.
What do you think the spotter's job is?
And see if he sees anything.
And to take care of the handler and make sure that the handler's concentrating on the dog. If the dog does anything that says, we got something here, the handler's going to see that. The spotter looks around the handler. So if he sees anything or anybody or anything of any kind of, significance, he'll know where it is and he can mark it. So in case they have to come back. Nothing. Not footprints, not nothing. You know how muddy it was. I mean, you see all this mud right here. He's got it all over his pants. And he got a little bit of there too. But I was walking around and stuff and I was trying to be careful and I was stomping all through it. And I mean, there was all kind of footprints and stuff down there, but get off down in that muddy area down there around that creek. And there's
no section cut.
Yeah, but there was nothing. So unless this person evaporated,
not in the system.
So what does that lead us? Where does that lead us back to?
It almost leads back to me. That's what mainly it leads to.
Is there any chance that maybe there wasn't that second guy, that other guy?
There wasn't another guy.
Well, I mean, but how you just said yourself. I mean, people don't just evaporate into thin air.
I know what you're saying, but I know I wouldn't have heard of one.
Didn't think you would.
Aaron may think his elaborate lies will fool detectives, but the more of them he tells, the easier they are to disprove. So as the conversation moves to he and Alana's relationship, Aaron's urged to share what they're certain he knows. Because while he does his best to play dumb, there's only one real suspect in this case, the one currently being cornered by detectives.
From what I understand, you're very good with her.
We've been good friends ever since she moved there.
Yep. I mean, did y'all date it ever?
At first, but kind of went out. So then we just became friends because she says if it don't work out, let's just be good or friends. What led to that and led to be real good friends.
Okay. Real good friends. And from what I gather from everybody that I've talked to, that we've talked to, that's what they said. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that what happened was something that was malicious. I mean, that's another thing that we can kind of tell. When we see these things and we were trying to put two and two together here, we want them to add up to four. You know? And it's just a matter of getting a few pieces of the puzzle together to kind of get there. And one of those huge pieces of the puzzle that didn't fit was that fact about the guy. But the other one is, we can kind of tell that this is not something that we think that was just a malicious deal. I mean, truth be known, it could have been an accident.
Yes, sir.
I mean, things could have happened, and it might have been one of them unfortunate deals. I mean, I don't know, there was a movie out at one time called Lemony Snicket's, a series of unfortunate events.
Not seen that.
I hadn't either. I just heard the title and it kind of fits. Kind of in a series of unfortunate events. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody went out here and planned to do this like some cold-hearted, callous person did, but maybe, just maybe, things happen in such a way that it was an accident. Didn't mean for it to happen. And, they happen, and we try to get past them. And, the person that, did these things is extremely, extremely sorry for it. And wants things to be different more than anything in this world wants things to be different. The only thing that I could tell a person in that situation would be what we know we can work with, what we don't know, we'll have to add our own thing to the equation and come out with four. And sometimes, that doesn't always look good.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing I'm telling you is, if you'll help me, I'll try to do everything I can to make sure that we keep this straight and that we give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But certain things I don't think are adding up. And I don't want to wind up going out of here and giving anybody the wrong impression about things. Is there anything that you need to change about what happened?
No, there's nothing I know that is changeable, because I know I didn't put nothing in there that I did. Because I can't do stuff like that.
You can't do stuff like what?
Try to hurt her. She's actually a nice person. I almost know.
Sure. Well, I mean, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. But if there is stuff there that says you were there, how are we going to get around that? Because there again, I mean, CSI, the way it works is we find things. Sometimes we don't find anything. Other times we find stuff. And when we find stuff, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's got to be an explanation.
You got to be.
What do you think happened to her? To Alana?
When I first seen her on the ground, like how she was, I first thought she was something bad happened.
And you could tell this how?
Uh-huh.
You said when you first saw her, you could tell that. How?
I don't know how. It just where no one would just come up and just hurt her. She don't let anybody try to touch her inappropriately.
Okay.
It's one thing she don't do.
Do you think somebody might have been there and maybe tried to go a little further than what she was comfortable with?
I don't know.
While there's no evidence to back up Aaron's suspicion, he's right about one thing. The deeply religious Alana never messed around with boys. In fact, it was her youth pastor who urged her to dump Aaron in the first place, saying she was too young to be in a relationship. Now all the evidence points to him being responsible for her death, and if so, could a bitter breakup have been the motive?
Could that be a possibility?
I don't know. That's all I saw was what I told you. That black person. Well, not black person, because all
Well,
black.
we've already pretty much established wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what y'all were saying.
Well, I mean, that's what the evidence is showing us.
Well, dogs and everything like that.
Dogs, lack of footprints, lack of anything else that tells me. Because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I could walk up there and I could see Nikes on the ground.
Well,
I could see lug
if
soles.
you go through my gate, you see boot prints. You can see how they run, because at the front of the tip,
We had officers that do that.
all the way to the cable.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I came through there this morning, the first thing went after was the footprints.
This morning?
No, when I was coming back from around that curve, coming from the top of the road.
You just said this morning. The first thing you did this morning when you went down through
Oh,
there
my
was-
bad if I said morning. Because this morning I went to school. Because the first thing I did was looking for footprints.
But Aaron, let me ask you this. What point would it be for me to sit here and try to trick you?
There isn't.
There isn't none, right?
That ain't a job.
Then you look at me and you listen to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to trick you. I am absolutely not trying to make you out to be an idiot. Nothing. I'm talking serious business here. And when I tell you, there's nothing we've got right now to show that there was a man there, period. Nothing. Nothing. Trying. You saw those cars that were out there, right? There was more cars that you didn't see that were all the way up the road, both sides, all the way around. They had that area cordoned off because when they hear somebody ran, the first thing they want to do is set up a perimeter. There were perimeter cars set up.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw anything.
There's no footprints. And as muddy as it was,
There's gotta be.
there's gonna be.
And on top of that, how would somebody know to come down there with just this blazing streak of luck to get down there and get in and get out and get gone in 10 minutes? Because I haven't even really gone there yet. That's another thing that really just don't add up, buddy. It just don't. I mean, I can do a lot of things, but one thing I can't do is zip down a trail and do all that zippity-doo-dah he supposedly did in 10 minutes. And you supposedly running all the way too.
I was looking everywhere for him.
But you never crisscrossed, did you?
I've never seen him.
You never seen him again after you said you saw him jump the fence and then you saw him up there at the back door. You never saw him again, right?
Again.
He had 10 minutes. Believe me, I only know of one person that I know of that can make the illusion of that, and that's Chris Angel, the magician. But then again, I think that's all cameras and mirrors anyway. I don't really believe that he disappears. Well, and it's probably not worth your time anyway, because it's all a bunch of garbage, magic, junk. It don't matter to nothing. I'm talking about real world here. I'm talking about real world people here. You and I, flesh and blood, flesh and bone, that leave stuff behind us that tell us, we were here. And I go and we look all over that area with one and then another dog, and they don't find anything. And then I can't for the life of me figure out how he would have flown in there and flown out in 10 minutes, much less anything else.
We're trying to fill
I know what you're saying, but it's kind of saying that, it makes it sound like it's come directly back to me. Like I did something wrong.
What we're trying to get at here is we're trying to find out everything that happened out there.
Which I'm trying to tell you, but
if there's just, I know you're trying to tell us about this blackish white guy out there. Well, if he doesn't exist, I don't want to have everybody out here looking for this, non-existent person when they could be doing something else.
Sitting here right now and be telling you all that about this person. I wouldn't be sitting here. I would have already confessed a long time ago that I did something which I won't do because I don't do that. I don't.
You called from the GSR.
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah.
As Aaron begins his passionate defense, a forensic evidence tech arrives to perform a gunshot residue test. Just like with his fingerprints being found on Alana, it's a problem he seems eager to get ahead of, but as he's about to find out, it's a game this particular tech refuses to play.
Gunshot residue kit.
Well, it's going to get it all over me.
Huh?
It's going to get me all over.
Why is that?
Because just 2 days ago and yesterday, me and my cousin were target practicing.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm not worried about you having gunshot powder residue on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the powder that matches up that's on that girl's face becomes back the same powder that's on that.
Yes, sir.
That's when you got a problem, because all powder
equals the same.
It's not the same. They're all different.
No, I'm talking about whatever powder's on the same things.
If this powder right here that I just took off your hands, if it comes back as the same powder that's on that girl in there, then there's a problem. So it don't matter if you tell me you shot a gun yesterday. I ain't worried about that. I'm trying to match what's on your hand with what's on that girl. And I'll know that in about 30 minutes.
As the tech finishes up, the detectives re-enter the room.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I need you to do the same also.
All right.
Let me see.
What do you want?
I'll never get home tonight. Look here, dude. All I do is show up and take the samples.
Yes, sir.
But I'm telling you, science don't lie.
I know.
If what I've got right here is on that girl, and you've been sitting here not telling these guys the truth, and I have to go through all the trouble to find out about it, it's going to look a whole lot worse. So, something's happened, it's happened, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, what sink you want me to do?
That man in the bathroom over there. Can you go over there? Yeah, I'll be in the bathroom. Hey.
Yeah, forward.
Thank you. All right.
But before he leaves, he'll offer a final word of warning to a young suspect who clearly needs it.
Oh, yeah.
You better real quick. Take your shoes off.
I did not shoot the gun.
Okay.
I was actually trying to stop it.
Okay.
Well, I did see the person jump it, the fence and everything. I kind of did do that, but I went straight to the house. But when I went in, and a gun was shot. And when that happened, he pointed the gun at me and I got scared. I'm sorry for lying at y'all.
Who had to do it?
Like I was saying, this tallest, I don't know who is true, I don't know his name though.
Listen. Let's talk. I mean, you think I'm right, but
I know what's the truth. You know, I'm trying to give truth, but every time I try to say it right now, it comes right back down to me.
We know.
I was not the only person there, I swear to God. If I had a video camera, I would have put it on.
Let me see something. Let me sit above you. No, lift him up. Lift him up. Lift him up. Okay. Here's yet another piece of the puzzle.
On top of my foot.
On top of your feet. How is it you get blood on top of your feet walking around on it in the floor?
I'm trying to tell y'all, but I just have to tell y'all that one part.
Okay.
Because it aimed the gun at me. I didn't know if it was going to shoot.
Where did the gun come from?
Huh?
Where did the gun come from?
I don't know, sir. He was going to aim it at me. Aiming at me, and it was dirty work.
What kind of gun did it look like?
It looked like a 9mm.
Okay.
To be honest, because
guess what we found as far as around that target practice area out there? Guess what we found?
What?
9mm casings.
What?
Around that target area that you said you and then were target practice. Remember, I heard you say it. Your target practice.
But I never knew about a 9mm. I knew about 308.
We found some casings around there, so obviously we know there's a 9mm up there somewhere. What's going to happen if they find that gun? And it's got your fingerprints on it, and on top of that, it's got gunshot residue on your hand. How are we going to explain that?
I'm sorry.
I think you are.
I'm sorry, but I did not shoot her.
Did you see it happen?
Yes, sir. I had to ditch the weapon.
Okay. You had to ditch the weapon?
Sir.
Where did you ditch the weapon at?
It's over there near the bushes near the truck. But I had to help him move the darn body. I didn't want to. I treated him like him.
Mm-hmm.
He kept on aiming the gun at me though, and I telling me to do it. Saying that every time if I do snitch on him, he was gonna get me. I'm scared.
But he had the gun on you. But then you took.
Then he threw the gun down and he ran.
You had to ditch it, and then you ran out and you tried to look for him, and he was gone at that point.
Yes.
Why would you tell Amanda?
Because she was trying to say I was being bad and trying to hurt Alana.
How would that be?
Oh no, sir. I know.
Listen to me. The only way we're going to do anything as far as trying to explain to Alana's mom what really happened is for you to just go ahead and let us know what happened. And that way
I'm telling you right now, the God.
You're telling us some. Listen to me. It's not all.
I did not pull the trigger.
But
I
like
walked
I said,
as soon as it happened.
So if we find the gun and we find the fingerprints on the trigger and we find all that stuff, it's yours. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Bursting with crocodile tears, an increasingly desperate Aaron sees exactly what detectives are saying, which is why his defense has now reached new levels of stupid. Because with mounds of physical evidence tying him to the scene, including bloody socks he's still wearing, he has no choice but to fall back on another clearly made-up story. But this one's even more unbelievable than the last. A clear Hail Mary in his losing effort to save the life he seems hell-bent on flushing down the drain.
house.
I know
But you
because I took off my shoes and I went there and flipped that dude and I moved the flag.
But the blood's on the top of your feet. So, I mean, I can.
I know because I had to lift up the body.
Why didn't he do it?
He said he didn't want to get any blood on him.
Let me see. So
I don't know the kind of shoot. I don't know him. It was some kind of short, fattish, brownish person. He ain't
But
too short.
You just said before it was a tall black.
I know, but I had to say that so he don't get on me.
But if
I
you
know
don't
who he is, though. I know who he is, but I don't know his name.
Where does he live?
He's the guy who likes shooting all his weapons down the road.
Aaron,
Y'all probably think I'm lying about it.
Aaron, I don't think you're lying. I think you're scared to death. And I think you're trying to figure out a way to make some sense out of what happened. But there ain't but one of two ways I can look at this. And you go with me on this. We all know, sitting in this room, there was no second man.
There was.
Listen to me.
I'm not lying about the guy, though.
Listen to me.
I did not stand there making up this lie about this dude standing there with it.
Listen to me. Aaron, you gonna listen to me?
Yes,
to me? I can tell you, with every bit of certainty of us sitting here, just like he can, there was no other man. So this boils down to one of two things.
It leads right down to me.
No, listen to me. It is either somebody that went over there with the intention of hurting Alana, and this was a premeditated, cold-blooded deal, or the only other thing it could be was things got a little out of hand, and it was a complete and total accident. And that person that did it is scared to dang death right now, trying to figure out how to make it right. It's one of the two.
I couldn't hurt her nut when
Not purposely.
No, I never will hold a firearm without an adult. That's the main rule. I'm not supposed to.
But you know one thing that I know that most people who do stuff like this don't do?
Don't leave it.
I've got 20 years in, just about. He's got right behind me at about 16. We've been doing this a long time. And one thing that I do know about people is they don't do the dirty work and then hold somebody else hostage for the most part and make them do all the cleanup and all this other kind of stuff and then turn you loose knowing you know them. There would be two people out there laying in that
No,
field.
there wouldn't, because
Yes.
I was gone when I set Alana down.
He would have never let you do that. If you'd have walked in and you saw what you saw, you would have been laying right there next to her. Aaron, without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's much I know. If he's already done it once, he's not going to have witnesses.
and I've already explained to you there wasn't enough time for anybody else to be on that.
There was.
No.
I'm telling the God honest truth about
No.
this, though.
I don't think you are.
Yes, I am. I'm telling you everything I know right now. I'm
No.
laying my cards on the table like the guy said at the police officer.
I've had them lay their cards down. I've had them swear on a stack of Bibles high as my mama's head, swear on my mama's grave.
I'm not scared. The only thing I'm scared of is he coming back for me now. If we have a search
we are not
warrant
going to let that happen.
out. I'm not
One thing
scared
that I think
about
you need to
having
be
that.
one thing I think you need to be concerned about though is the people that I think you forget about this is
I know their parents. I
her
know.
parents are scared of what?
I don't know.
Her parents are scared of this guy here running around in the woods, this maniac running around in the woods. If you know there's not a maniac, I've got to let them know that because in addition to what already happened, I've got to be able to tell them, look, you're safe. I've got an obligation to keep her safe and him safe just like I do you, right?
And those little boys.
And those little boys. You got to level with me, but you're not leveling with me. And I don't know how that's going to look. Go ahead and get it off your chest, one way or the other. Let's deal with it.
I'm
This
trying to
is-
get it off, but y'all saying
You're
that I'm
almost-
lying.
I'm not saying. Have I called you a liar?
No way, how y'all saying? Because
Have
my
I
sister
called
does
you-
this to
Have I
me.
called you a liar?
No,
And I
sir.
won't. All I'm saying is, I've got a family over here that's upset and they are scared to death.
Yes, sir.
And you're telling them that there is some maniac out there running around in their woods, randomly just going out there killing people for no reason. How are they ever going to sleep at night again?
I'm telling y'all, there was another dude. I'm not saying I was not there alone. I know what.
You're going to talk about laying cards down? We're laying cards down now. This is how it
I'm
goes.
laying all my.
You laid all of yours down, and I'm going to lay all mine down.
I'm laying all mine down
Okay.
right
Then I'm going to lay
now.
all of them down, and I'm going to tell you right quick, the trump card that we've got is your story does not make sense.
That's exactly what y'all are saying.
That's exactly
I'm trying to tell you what.
No, what you're doing is every time that I ask you something or every time I point something out, you try to make it fit.
It's not going to.
It's not going to. Nothing that you say except what happened is going to fit.
That's what we're trying to get you.
That's what we're trying to get you to understand. Plain and simple. You can sit there and talk about dwarves dancing under the rainbow. It ain't going to change the fact that it's not going to fit. Period. The crime scene does not lie. Period. It does not lie.
Aaron's taken his ridiculous defense about as far as it can go, and now detectives are getting impatient because there's simply no logical explanation besides this one. Aaron pulled the trigger on Alana, and he alone moved the body. Now it's only a matter of time before the evidence comes back to prove it. And if he had two brain cells to rub together, he'd know the only thing to do now is come clean.
You can say it, you can try to believe it, but you know it doesn't add up. If it was an accident, say it was an accident. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, I'm not trying to trick you.
Nobody's going to end up as I.
You don't even know what's going to happen any more than I do.
I don't want to hurt her feelings.
You don't want to hurt whose feelings?
Her feelings.
Alana's?
Her mom.
Her feelings are already hurt, Aaron. How much more hurt could they
Well,
be?
I didn't mean to hurt her.
All right, then what happened?
She was goofing around and I was goofing around. But first I went over there to tell her that I couldn't be over here for 2 weeks, like I was saying. And because I know Amanda kind of a little bit forgets stuff when she's doing a lot of busy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, and she said she wanted to go outside and let's go and do something. Well, I didn't know the gun was loaded.
Okay. And what happened?
And she was acting like she was pulling the trigger. And I said, don't do that.
Okay.
And I took it away. And I went to go try to go put it up so I can go leave. And it went off.
Where was she at when it went on?
Over there where the computer was.
Mm-hmm.
Over the computer.
How close to you when it went on?
I had it right there in my hand. I was grabbing it and taking it away. When I grabbed it, the gun tilted up, and when it tilted up, it went off.
Mm.
And it got her, it got all over me.
Sit tight just a second, okay?
You
You want something to drink or?
No. I want to go to the bathroom.
Okay, go to the bathroom. Come on. I'll walk you around to the bathroom.
Once again, Aaron's story has drastically changed. Now he claims that while playing with Alana's father's gun, it spontaneously went off, fatally striking Alana in the neck. But ballistics tests show the shooter was standing behind her, not in front of her as he claims. And the fatal wound she suffered wasn't in the neck, it was in the head. Not only that, after a search of Aaron's room, detectives found multiple items stolen from the Callahan home, including 2 MP3 players, a digital camera, ammunition, the gun box for the murder weapon, and even an owner's manual. It was the cherry on top of a crime only one person could have committed, and that person was Aaron Schmidt. Lacey Aaron Schmidt was charged with malice murder, felony murder, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and theft. Despite his age, he was tried as an adult and found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. In 2015, the Supreme Court upheld the conviction and sentence, saying the evidence supported the jury's finding that the murder was intentional.
Thank you for tuning in. Nearly 85% of everyone watching isn't subscribed. Your subscription and support would mean the world to us, so we can keep bringing you more content just like this. Before you go, check out one of our craziest cases right here, or one of my newest ones right here.